Hey, hey guys. Hey. How's the audio? Is it alright? We good? This is just whatever. Good. Okie dokie. I'm gonna reveal myself. Face reveal in three, two, one. Hi everybody. How y'all doing today? Hello. Hey W face reveal. Yeah. Imagine if I just had like SpongeBob Big Eye Pants Okay on the screen. How would you react? Would you leave? Would you love me more? That's actually the question I should be asking, I think. Thank you, DJ Sneaky Snake, for the resub for 40 months. Welcome back to the universe, and thank you so much for your prime. I really appreciate it. Off to bed, but have a lovely evening, everyone. Thank you. And thank you, Shy, for the resub for 3 months as well. Welcome back to the universe, and thank you for your prime, as well as the 30 stream streak. Thank you, Eddie, for the 35 stream streak. Thank you, thank you. Huge isn't a 40-year-old man. I ain't. I'm very upfront about the kind of person I am, methinks. Hi, Yvonne. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. For why, though? May I ask? Out of nowhere, out of the blue. Not that I'm complaining. I love me. I love me some gifties, but thank you so much. If you received a sub from Mitzi Itzy, please thank her for her generosity and welcome to the universe. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, dummies, for the resub for a whole last year. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with us for that long. Not an insignificant amount of time. Hi, DJ Sneaky Snake again, if you're still here. Hello, Non Creative. Hi, Cosmo Carp. Hello, Mr. Chubby Wubby. That's kind of a cute name. I ain't gonna lie. Hi, Random Fan. Good evening. My day was okay. My day was just whatever, to be completely honest. But hoping that we have a good day, good stream. A good stream would make it a good day, you know? Good evening, Miss Nikki. Hi, Fatui. Hi, Delude. Hello, Axios. Thank you, Necron, for pinning. Hi, Rabbit. Hello, Necron, by the way. Hi, Ian. Hello, Shy again. Hi, Dust. Greetings. Hello, Motor. Motor, did you always have a pink username? I swear you didn't. Did you change that recently? Hi, Finesse God. Hello, JJ. Hi, Deca. Hello, Shallot. Hi, Myung. Hi, Cody. Hi, Onyx. Hello, Sweet Photo. Thank you, Miss Nikki, for the 5 gifted subs. What the helly? What the helliana? Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, Miss Nikki. If you received a sub from Nikki Nix, please thank her for her generosity as well. And welcome to the universe. Thank you. Hi, Kinshong. I'm not even playing the games that require gifted subs for the badges. So, what the hell, you guys? Hi, Trent. Hello, Vic. Hi, Blue. Wait, I think I said hi to you, Blue, but maybe you got a second hi. Hello, Blistro. Hi, Miss Huge. Wouldn't you be grateful to be born in the same universe as Leon Daddy Kennedy? I think I would be grateful to be in the same universe as Ada Wong, but low-key, I don't think she would fuck with me that heavy. Yo, thank you, Blue Lane, for the resub for 45 months. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Surely Miss Streamer will be cool, calm, and collected throughout this whole stream. Here's to hoping. I'm gonna be the very best version of myself that I can be today. I'm gonna try at the very least. And by that I mean if I if I I'm limiting myself to 3 screams this stream. You think I can do it? Hi, Korajini. What's up? Hello, Corgi Lames. Corgi? Corgi Lames? Hello. Um. Okie dokie. Hello, High Flower. Why did you send me to Raccoon City? I hate it. I didn't send you to Raccoon City. And if you didn't send me to Raccoon City, then who sent us to Raccoon City? Was it Capcom? I can't do anything against the might of Capcom. But screams are probably good for TikToks. That's true, but like, I don't know. Do you think screams would be like overplayed at some point in time? Also, guys, do you like my new sweatshirt? It's part of the 100 Thieves Varsity collection. I finally got my items from them because my original package got lost in transit, I think. I really like this sweatshirt. I feel very cool and fashionable, and also, most importantly, comfortable. Very swag. Do you think it's called Varsity Collection? Be honest with me. Can you imagine me? Basketball in one hand, dribble, 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 dribble. Ha, 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 ha. I'm role playing. I'm role playing, and it's so pathetic. You stole my original package? Well, can you at least not dox my address then? It does not have my name and number on the back. Boo. Boo. Is there a code used? I don't think so. I don't think they do like affiliate codes or discount codes for even their creators. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see. If I ever have a code, I tell you guys. And it's usually I say EA code as well as Epic code. Those are the only two codes. Actually, I have a Yes style code. I don't know whether any of you guys. I mean, I would love it if you guys started. Well, as I branch out into sort of beauty, skincare, fashion, or whatevs lifestyle, that you guys would maybe also have an interest in those things. But I don't know whether anybody of you would want to delve into like K beauty or J beauty or whatever. But yeah, I do have a yes style code if anyone is interested in that at some point in time. Yeah, I do. It's my user. It's my Instagram username. Huge police. So YOOJPLS. You know, the once in the blue moon. Yes, style purchase that I make. I tried to. I'm pretty sure I tried using my own affiliate code. Didn't go through. Didn't work. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then market it for some mass drops and codes. Really? That'd be cute if you ended up buying and I ended up giving you a little bit of a discount. I think it's only a 3% discount though. So ideally like you pair it with an actual like you can use one influencer code and I think at least one coupon code per yes style order. So honestly not the worst. Yo, thank you, Blistro, for the 3 stream streak. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hi. Did I say hi to you, Heastan? Hi, Heastan. Hello, newbie. And thank you guys for reaching a hype train together. That was very, as the name suggests, hype. Hi, Octave. What's up? Time for bed for me. Enjoy the rest of your night/stream. Okay, random fan. Good night, good night. Yeah, I is a little sorry. I know that I always start a little bit late these days. Well, actually, no. My last stream, I streamed a little bit early, in fact. Streamed around 6 p.m. But yeah, I know that most of you guys probably uh, so sorry. Most of you guys probably have to sleep cuz y'all are wages and you must wake up early and get to work on time and be well rested to conquer the day. So, yeah, I completely understand. Hi Dogma. Hi Obi Bin Kabobi. Hi Arhenius. Yeah, I didn't really do it that much today. All I did was go to a Pilates class. Yeah, that class was a little bit difficult. It's only my second time taking a Pilates class at this gym. And the first one was like a lot more like easy. Um, kind of more about like holding rather than like pulsing. Do you know what I mean? So if my legs are jello tomorrow, I'm not surprised. Cause we were doing a lot of jumping off a board, but like it's weighted, so then like you actually have to like push in order to jump off the board. And then, yeah, my knees were like screaming. Yo, thank you for Chata Poppy for the reset for 18 months. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Back for another month with the people's dictator. You know me. Unreasonable, petty, demanding, might kill you at any point in time. Let's freaking go. Hi, Hawk Killer. I'm glad you exist to play RE games. Thank you. I'm glad you exist to watch me play. Just kidding. I'm glad everyone here exists in general. Uh plyometrics. Oh, that's a fancy word. That's how I know you smart. Cause I don't know words like that. Hi, trapped in cyberspace, by the way, what up? What do you recommend for stubborn blackheads? Um, I don't know whether this is on yes style. For me right now, I'm also struggling with blackheads. I would say like get an exfoliant, like eh, like a chemical exfoliant. I think maybe let me see. And you have to exfoliate like semi regularly. At least I mean, some people say you should exfoliate every day, but I think like you start off at least 2 or 3 times a week for that before you actually go in. Um I know that the CosRX BHA Blackhead Power Liquid is pretty popular as well as like a toning exfoliating liquid. Or like anything with AHA and BHA are pretty good for exfoliating. But I'm gonna I can't speak right now, but I'm not gonna lie. You can probably get similar results for like a little bit cheaper, just like getting The Ordinary, which is not, I don't think that's like a Asian or Korean brand or whatever. But yeah, The Ordinary is pretty cheap per like how much you get, I think. Yeah. Um yeah, but based on what I searched just now, I would probably recommend like CosRX, the BHA Blackhead Power Liquid, and or the AHA BHA Clarifying Treatment Toner. And then if you like really want to target like your nose, like I don't really know whether this works. Like I got it and I've tried it, but I haven't like really been super, what is the word? Do the huge. Thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I can't hear if you have a message though, so let me check that real quick. Plyometrics are just an exercise technique that focuses on using the elasticity of tendons and fascia instead of just muscle force. Yeah, you say just and then my brain just shut off. That's not for me, bro. I don't know anything kinesthesiology or whatever. Yeah. Sorry. Did I ramble on too much about something that most of you guys don't care about? It's whatever. That's just me. That's just every day, bruh. Have you considered just having flawless skin? Well, I feel like in order to have flawless skin, you probably have to put in a little effort. It takes a lot of maintenance to look good, like up close and personal, and on camera too. The cameras these days a little bit too, like they be a little bit clearer than my actual eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? I'm so bad at being consistent with skincare. Me too. I feel like, especially when I was really depressed, I would slack on skincare a lot. But I really do recommend, I don't know, just sticking to at least 3 steps, which is cleaning, toning, moisturizing. 4. During daytime, sunscreen. Definitely sunscreen. I feel like drink more water and exercise. I mean, it's not just that. It's also like I feel like having flawless skin is also about being proactive and like treating your skin to good ingredients while you're young so that you can look more youthful while you're older. Cause I got told that I look 22. People at the gym were very surprised by my age when I told them. And you know why that is? It's because I fucking, from like when I was 11 years old, I was cognizant that I must wash my face. And I haven't stopped ever since. Maybe a couple of nights I miss it, but most often not. Dude, that's the worst thing. I feel like this is such a niche thing. But one thing I envy guys who, cause guys don't normally really wear makeup. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that it is still a fact that I think like most American men do not wear makeup every day. Yeah. So I am envious about the general male population because when you've had a hard day, do you know how much of a struggle it is to like take off your makeup? So sometimes I'll just be like slouching in my chair or like lying in bed and like doom scrolling. And then I'm like, I don't want to get up and take my makeup off even though I want to go to sleep. So then I'll just prolong my bedtime by like 1 to 2 hours just because I don't want to take my makeup off. Yeah, thank you, Jake Adams, for the reset for 61 months. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Us men gotta bring back eyeliner. 2006 era was lit. 2006? Didn't they have eyeliner way earlier than that too, though? Was that what was 2006 when pop punk was like super popular or what? Hi, Robin. Thank you, Lemmy Foo, for the reset for 35 months. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you. I really appreciate it. No, McCappington, I double cleanse twice a week, and it's already a lot for me. Yeah. Double cleansing? Oh my god. I do have a recommendation for double cleansing because I saw this from an influencer that I follow, and then I was like, wait, this seems too good to be true. But it's like the Face Shop like rice water miracle cleansing. Is it yellow or pink? Why don't you just fucking die? I literally want you to. Sorry, that was a bit extreme. But I think ask stupid questions, get stupid responses. Anyways, um, well, okay, it's a Face Shop rice water cleanser thingy, but it's like a 2-in-1, so it has not only like a regular foam cleanser, but it also has like a gel cleanser. So it's a 2-in-1, saves a lot of time. I thought he was talking about the BP album. No, he was being a piece of shit. So it's all good though. Why does it matter if you're never gonna see it? Linkin Park era, oh means. Did you like the BP album? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't listen to it, but I don't like the main song, which is like Go or something, right? I think it's pretty bad. But Akemi really likes it. Akemi really likes that song and like the whole rest of the album, and I'm like, oh baby, you are so, you are such a blink, like you. I can't, cause they were like, wow, they finally came out with a really good album, and I'm like, I haven't even listened to the rest of the album to know that, like, I don't think that's a popular consensus, and I think that's the consensus for a reason. You don't believe in 2-in-1s? No, but it's because I actually like use it, so I can recommend it because it's very good at taking off like makeup and like everything all in one go. Yeah, they are starving. I feel bad for them because I genuinely think that Blackpink as a group, their heart is just not into it, you know? Dude, Yeji looks so fucking good. Every time Yeji goes to like a fashion week or whatever, hold up a second. Give me one moment. Yeah, but every time Yeji shows up to the fashion week, she just looks so freaking good. It's like insane. She pops off every time I love her. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe like she looks so cuz like she had like a iPhone like shoved like straight up into her face and like she just looked freaking flawless and I was like, "Damn, there are people that actually exist like that in real life." That's crazy. Props to her though. I mean, Arhenius has been really good about like talking about like not just Yeji. Do you remember when I used to like harp on you because I was like, you seem to be a solo stan. You don't seem to be actually supportive of the group as a whole. and But yeah, you talk about like a lot of K-pop, and you honestly, your updates in K-pop are kind of what like keeps me on top of some like releases and stuff because like I don't really follow K-pop that closely unless like my timeline is going crazy for some reason. This XG album is so freaking good. It is really good. I haven't like really listened to it in full, but like the couple of tracks that I did listen to from this album, Chef's Kiss. I really hope XG can continue making music, by the way. Like the thing with their CEO is kind of the NL show with H2H. Wait, I didn't watch that. Does somebody have a link to that? I really would do. I really want to watch that. I did see it on my Twitter timeline, but then like it did that thing where like like you try clicking on something and then it refreshes so you can't find it anymore. Oh, so hurty. Cause it that's the trend, right? It's like, you know what he said to me? What? And then like it's like it's gonna be somebody else's dialogue during it. Oh my god, thank you so much. Wait a minute. Okay, wait, let me screen share it with you guys real quick. Oh, also, this is the headset. Okay, so I've had this headset, but recently HyperX got me these like interchangeable plates for them, and it's a horse for the year of the horse. Isn't that cool? Can you guys see it? Wow. Wow. So pretty. Yeah, I think this is the Cloud Flight. Let me just make sure that I don't bungle which model this is. Cloud Flight 2. Very cool. Okay. I saw that the creator of Uma Pure Legend also created like something in like a Resident Evil soundtrack or something. I might have like misremembered that, but I'm pretty sure that was the realization of the timeline. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Hi, Squishy. What's up?
Can't help but notice, by the way, that Honeycrisp, which was also developed in a laboratory by a university lab, doesn't get the same kind of virtue signaling about being, oh, this is an anti-capitalist apple. Apparently, the Honeycrisp is a revolutionary apple.
Hi, Becca. What's up?
Can't help but notice, by the way, that
It's
Honeycrisp,
so catchy. I want to listen to it again.
a university lab doesn't get the same kind of virtue signaling about being, oh, this is an anti-capitalist apple. Apparently, the Honeycrisp is a revolutionary apple.
Dude, I swear to God, SM girl groups were designed in a lab in order to please me. Like I've never disliked an SM girl group. It's actually crazy. I've always liked SM girl groups and like the songs they put out. Hi Tornado, what's up? You're a Fuji Apple stan, so I don't like this version. I like most apples. I think I don't really like what is it? What you know like the type of like red apples they put often in like school lunches? It's like red delicious or something. That shit is not delicious. That shit has like weak sauce flavor. No juice, no sweetness. Bleh. Not Granny Smith, not Granny Smith. It's a red kind. Red Washington? I don't know. Apple types. What are the type of apples that often get put in school lunches? I'm pretty sure it's Red Delicious. Red Delicious. Yeah, this fucking on the outside, it does look delicious. I will give it that. It looks good. But on the inside, so weak in flavor. So they said mild. It's less than mild. It's like it has no presence on the taste buds. Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why I think they get put in school lunches is because they're so waxy. Like, they keep well, you know? So they're not going to spoil as, like, fast or rapidly as the other kinds. But that just means, like, you're getting nothing. It's giving nothing. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ken, for the resub for 30 months. Welcome back to the uterus. Thank you. And thanks for your prime. I really appreciate it. I hate apples. Well, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not an apple hater. I actually genuinely like apples. I think apples are honestly an A tier fruit because they're very consistently good. You know what you're getting when you bite into an apple most of the time. It's not going to fail you. Some fruit varieties, they will fail you. Bananas can fail you based on ripeness, based on what kind, because I feel like when you like a banana, it must be a certain type of banana. Like people don't normally like every type of banana. You either like them kind of green, kind of ripe, really ripe, you know? Where are grapes? I think grapes are too inconsistent. So I give them B tier. B tier indeed. Oh wait, I totally forgot about this tier thing I wanted to do with you guys, by the way. Hold up a second. Let me go find it. Just me doing everything I can to delay the Resident Evil. I'm not actually doing this on purpose. I genuinely wanted to do. I saved this tier list for you guys. But it did occur to me that I might be stalling. Hi Ty. Good evening, D. Okay, it is starter Pokemon Gens 1 through 10 tier list maker. Okay. So we got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. Okay, let me go with D tier real quick because I think this is going to be the easiest. Mm, does Score Bunny deserve D tier? I think so. I mean, it could be C tier actually. Okay. No, this is just starters. This is these starters alone. Okay. If we are in tier list, will you also make your top 10 games Botella pad list? What is a Botella pad list, huh? Red Velvet didn't put bananas in the masterpiece to power up for you to discredit the fruit like that. Well, I think bananas are okay, but the thing is, I didn't even give it a letter. I just said bananas were pretty inconsistent, and I think bananas are a little bit too subjective. Like, most people like bananas, but they only like a specific type of banana. Do you know what I'm talking about? And that type of banana isn't even universal. But I think bananas probably B tier because they are really versatile in that they make up like the majority of smoothies. And they're a really good topping for like frozen yogurt, acai bowls. Hi Al, what's up? Okay. Actually, I mean, I think I am kind of considering their Evo line in general, but I also just don't really care for fire starters most of the time in general. Like, I think fire's pretty lame. But let me put Cyndaquil is definitely at least A tier. I would say Chimchar is B tier. Fennekin B tier. No, I think at least it wasn't firefighting. Oh, this guy though, S tier. Fuecoco, really, really high up. This guy, see, I don't love the palm like that. Like, I think it's cute, but I would put it in A tier. I'm gonna put Chikorita in B tier. Trico C tier. Turtwig C tier. Chespin C tier. Rowlet S tier. Grookey. Okay. As a starter, Grookey is honestly A. When I consider Gorilla Boom, then it would be a D tier or like a C tier. Do we average it? Do we put him in B tier? Mm, no, I'll let him have his moment. Okay. Uh, honestly, okay. My personal preference. Okay, I just think I have to give Pikachu A tier because he's like the mascot of the game. He's like a universally well loved Pokemon that like people only hate because they see him everywhere, but does that mean he's bad? No. Like, objectively, very good design. There's a reason why he caught on very well with the overall user population. Eevee though, I love Eevee, but you love Eevee more for like what they have the potential to become rather than like the Eevee itself. I'm gonna give. Actually, I'm gonna give the water gecko B tier because like I think she's cute, but I still think she's the weakest out of like this trio. Sprigatito. I mean, I don't know. I think Sprigatito's pretty lazy. I think Quaxley is funny because it's like a little pompadour. Honestly, I could put Sprigatito in D. I like Sobble. I think Bulbasaur is good. I think Charmander is A. I think Squirtle is honestly S. I think Totodile is A. Torchic B. Mudkip S. A. Snivy S. Oshawa A. Froakie. Is this this list gotta be rage bait? No, this this is honestly my list. It's my list. I like them. Actually, the thing is, I think I like Oshawa better than Piplup. No, but then I'd put Grookey. Okay, the thing is, am I judging it based on what I like, or am I trying to be objective? Because we might just have to reset this, I'm not gonna lie, if it was based on what I like. Because then if it's what I like, then it'd probably be one. Mm, yeah, I think this is better. Well, because I think Greninja's cool, but do I think Froakie's cool? I actually think Oshawott and Quaxley are better than Froakie. Justice for Trico and Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil's A tier. What are you complaining about? What are you yapping about? Cyndaquil is good. Hi, Ty Blue. What's up? It's definitely a list. Can you link this in chat, please? Yes, of course. Let me do that. Feel free to share your list in Discord. Yeah, bro. Dude, I just like round guys. Like, the rounder you are, the happier I am. Like, wait, actually, now that I think about it, there is a distinct pattern between these three, no? Round. Really round. Round. Bulb. Round. Mudkip. Round face. Snivy's like the only... But Snivy's so, like... He is... Like... This is just good. This is just good design. Rowlet looks like that SpongeBob meme where he's typically true. Why is no one talking about your goat Turtwig? Honestly, I could probably this is me being generous. I could put these two in the bottom. I could literally put these two in the bottom. But I think actually Turtwig's design itself is like cute. I just hate what Turtwig becomes. I think I just don't like Torterra very much. No, I think it was like a heavily mistranslated because it was machine translated that lore. But that was also Typhlosion, I'm pretty sure. Snivy might be the worst starter, to be honest. I'm pretty sure objectively the worst starter in terms of weakness is Chikorita. The hibiscus Pokemon? Which one is the hibiscus Pokemon? Oh, Chikorita? Chikorita has great evolutions. No, I think Meganium is apparently like the objectively like the weakest starter in professional Pokemon play. Cause it's like too slow, even if it might be a little tanky, but it's not like tanky enough to actually be good. You know what I mean? Do we have to go over the Wolfie YouTube video here? I don't really want to. That guy yaps a lot. Good night, Blue Lane. Sleep well. You know, I respect your opinions even if I don't agree, and that's why you got Celestial and Marvel Rivals. Put them there. It's a flower dinosaur that overrides any comp meta. So you just like the design. So you just like the concept of it. That doesn't. But you guys are saying it's like the greatest of all time, which is not objective. But regardless, like I don't really like Chicken. I just can't unsee her with her yitties out, you know. And like maybe I'm a prude. Maybe I'm slut shaming her. But I'm like, yo, you gotta put those knockers away. Hi, Kango. What's up? Ah, okay. What does that say about cast form? I've never seen cast form be sexualized, so cast form ain't ruined for me. There's like this one screenshot of Chikorita in like the 3DS game, and then they're like, "Oh my god, when the lady has like pearls and like her yitties out," and I'm just like, "Oh, I can't unsee that anymore." Hi Yuki, what's up? Don't ruin my favorite Pokemon. Then don't complain about the placement that I give it. Based in my own subjective personal tier list, ranking list. Tier list is posted in Pokemon. Okay, let me take a gander. This guy saved S tier for a singular Pokemon, by the way. Even I wouldn't do other Pokemon so dirty, by the way. Oh my god, Chikorita's lower though. You put Cyndaquil in D tier? Nah. What do you mean? This is rage bait. This is actually rage bait. There's no fucking way. You put all the the Johto starters in D tier. This is rage bait. Gen 2 starters are just Gen 1 stat clones? Who cares about their stats? What about their designs? What about their individual personalities? You put Linton? Wait, is his name Linton? You put Linton at A tier? Nah. Trico S, Mudkip Torchic A. This guy is powerful. I mean, just the fact that he didn't put a singular other Pokemon in S tier is like beyond, like, it's crazy to me. Do you guys want to see Eugene's? I'm pretty sure I didn't react to Eugene's like at the time, but I was like also. He put Chikorita in D tier. See, Chikorita is consistently lower though. By all means, like, was I not generous here with a B tier placement? Wait, actually, yo, Eugene, you on stream? You awake? Yo, thank you, Merlin, for the resub for 15 months. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Bulbasaur and S tier is why I sub to Huge. Exactly. Wait, so can you hop on a call with me and explain your ranking? Why did Peko put it in sub chat? He didn't want to be judged by everybody. Wait, no, but I want to judge you in on stream. Squirtle just gets its own tier. Okay, that's fair though. Eugene said, just tell them I'm racist. I got no explanation. I'm pretty sure I'm just giga racist. But how? Okay, can we maybe? I don't know what the through line is for racism here. I think okay, Rowlet S tier. I think this makes because I feel like people who like Trico really, really like Trico. So I get it, and I'm not judging the Trico in S. Like, if you think Trico is S tier, by all means, that's your prerogative. He's just ranked lower for me personally, and I think these are good, 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 good. I can see it. I think Primarina is S tier. I don't know about Poplio. Mudkip A, pretty good. I understand. Okay, see, this is where I don't agree. And then I also think the same way for Turtwig. It's like I feel like Turtwig enjoyers really do enjoy Turtwig, so I'm not surprised that this is like higher than I would place it. But I don't know about Piplup being B tier. What did I put Piplup as? I I don't even like Piplup that much, but I feel like Piplup should be higher. And I think Torchic should be higher. And I obviously think Litten should be lower. Snivy at C is diabolical. Fuecoco at C? Wow, Oshawott at D. Wow. Is there a Discord link? It's discord.gg/yoojin, I think. Okay, this was. Okay. This is Pecco's, Squirtle, Bulba, Charmander. Okay. You put Fuecoco at D? You put Brown at D? This is so fucking, you don't even know him yet. You don't even fucking know him yet, and you're gonna put him that low? You're pissing me off, Pecco. Pecco is actually a Nugent hater. Dude, Pecco, me seeing this chart, Pecco is old. Pecco's fucking, I don't care whether you say actually I was born in 2000 and later. Like, this screams old. Pretentious and old. Hello, Con. What's up? Score Bunny A. Okay, you're old and senile, bro. What is this? Hi, Inamorable. What's up? Bing, bong, bong. His hidden ability is amazing. Who cares about his hidden ability, bro? What are you guys basing your, cuz like I'm basing it off of cuteness, vibes, overall affection meter. Like, are we taking a competitive integrity into this, huh? Okay. This is Eddie's, I think. Okay, I understand. I'm not gonna judge because you clearly put your favorite as S tier, and that's okay. I am judging the Linton S tier though. That's crazy. I think, wow, you have so many in C and D. You put Pikachu in D tier? That's crazy. That's so disrespectful to the OG. Wow, you put the Palm in D tier? I mean, this also screams old. This list also screams I hate the newer generations outside of like the 2 round birds. Are you only doing first stage of evolution? I don't know how other people are doing it, but that's what I did. Like, I'm trying to only consider the first stage. And this is my list, and this is very, very personal. Fake starter doesn't count. Okay, I can. Okay. I understand that argument. I am no longer judging you too harshly for putting. Because at the end of the day, I do think it just looks like a dog. Like, I think it's really cute. But people who are like, it's not really a Pokemon because it just looks like a dog. Like, I understand that argument. Yeah, no, but we're basing it off of purely just the starter alone. Why are you guys keeping Incineroar in mind? Even then, I think I just hate bipedal Pokemon. Why the fuck? If you are on all fours at birth, why the fuck are you? Why are you standing on two legs later on in life, huh? Yeah, but Squirtle is a turtle that walks on its two hind legs. That's not like a real turtle. Cause real turtles they can't do that. Did you get born standing up, ma'am? Yeah. Okay. Also, the thing is, even if I wasn't, which I clearly wasn't, but also, this is a cat. Cats don't perpetually stand up on their hind legs. See, the thing that's really good with Squirtle is that Squirtle continuously all the time stands up on their hind legs. They stay up. They don't suddenly morph into being quadrupedal. They're consistently bipedal from the moment they were born to the moment that they grow up to become a Blastoise. But this guy stands up and becomes Nacho Libre. Someone said Charizard is bipedal but doesn't have human-like proportions like Incineroar, so it's not weird. Exactly! Clock it! Clock that T! Incineroar in Smash is hilarious, though. I didn't know he was in Smash. I'm not gonna lie. Flick Coco not staying bipedal by Evo. Yeah, but I can forgive it for being bipedal at birth and then becoming quadrupedal. I think it's bullshit when it's the other way around. Do I have an explanation for that? Because that's just not. That's nature doesn't do that. Then why does Snivy abandon arms and legs? Because it becomes a snake. Why does Caterpie turn into a cocoon and then become a butterfly? Same shit. Mudkip stood up too. No, but Mudkip Swapper can also go back to being quadrupedal. You didn't watch the show. Anyways, I think we should stop here. Oh wait, okay. One more, just one more judging. I think this is a very good list, Deca. I actually have no notes, Deca. This is actually I agree. Like it's not the list that I made, but it's like for some reason like I'm just like I understand it. Hi Nexus. Yeah, Litten at the bottom. Litten at the bottom is like, oh, okay, good. Like finally, the rating I think he deserves. Hi Pyro, what's up? Like, I don't. I would not personally, because obviously my list and your list are different. But like to me, this makes sense. I feel like this is like the average Pokemon player's mind. Fire type starters have Curse Evo lines, yeah. They're really fucked out there. What was it? What was it? It was starting from Gen 3, right? Firefighting for like 3 generations straight. That was pretty bad. I mean, I think Trico at B tier is pretty generous. Yeah, I used to play this song. I used to listen to this song a lot in middle school. Actually, probably early high school. But I think she's in like a lot of weird Oh no, not her. Melanie Martinez is in a lot of weird controversies. I think Marina and the Diamonds is still good to listen to. Going up. Okay, I want to keep listening to this song. I want to finish this song before we play Resident Evil. Prima donna girl, all I ever wanted was the world. Can you do all 10 gens? I think we already did that, no? Also, okay, I'm better prepared today. I have a walkthrough on my second monitor that I'm gonna refer to if I, one, get lost, two, don't know what the heck I'm doing next, and three, get so scared that I also need to refer to it. Selfish ask, but if I run a shower really quickly, I will be back in time for Resident Evil. I really want to watch it. Why can't you just? Okay, you know what? Why don't you just bring your phone to the shower? You can just listen. Yeah, how long do you shower? That's a pretty long shower. You ever think about how Leon just took his 200K Porsche in Raccoon City instead of a more normal vehicle? Because he's just a baller like that. He's got deep pockets. Dude, he has a $1,400 watch on his wrist. And it's getting like cracked and bloodied as he's fighting these mons. You think he cares about his Porsche? 1 hour? Yeah, no, we can't wait that long. Dude, watch the VOD! Watch the VOD! The later it gets, the more I just don't want to play. I'm trying to be so brave right now. Okie dokie, guys. We finished the song, and now I have no more excuses. I mean, we could listen to that other song. That song is also seems to be a banger, but I think, realistically speaking, I just gotta open up this game. It's gonna be fine, right, guys? It's gonna be a-okay. You're kind of scared. You're kind of scared. You're kind of scared while I'm actually having to play the game. What do you mean you're kind of scared? Wait, you're kind of scared. Dude. You know how I think like sometimes I'm unreasonable and stupid and silly, but sometimes you guys almost had me beat. I ain't gonna lie. Also, I should have showed this when I was full cam, but isn't this sticker cool? It's a special week and Sonic. And I was like, should I have this constantly on my forehead like a tattoo? Big sticker. The RE games get like 70% better when they're at least a little scary. Yeah. I mean, don't I think this is it definitely feels like there's more at risk. which is good. But boy, do I get scared. Also, you guys can't make fun of me for lights on, full brightness in the game. Because guess who else does that? Tens. And so if you're making fun of me for that, you're making fun of tens for that. And would you dare to disrespect a goat of FPS? Yes? Okay. Well, fuck me then, I guess. I suppose. My bad. My apologies. Okay. How much blood do I have on hand? I think I might have. Oh, 60? Okay. I think. Shroud almost refunded. Is Shroud a scaredy cat too? Wait a minute. It's because. It's because people. Wait, faster reaction times? Just kidding. I'm not actually comparing myself. Dude, do I go? I think I am supposed to go. Am I supposed to go this way? Is that even accessible here? Security manager's office. Is that where I'm supposed to go? Well, that is one of the. I think so, right? Okay, we also have to go into the lead researcher's office. Okay. Guys, I'm brave, right? Hi Kirby, what's up? I mean, honestly, we killed a lot of monsters, didn't we? Like, not every monsters, but like a good amount. Hi Rekka. Thank you, zombie customer, for the $5. You missed the first part, it's so over. I mean... Oh! Why did the music change? Why did the music change like that? I hate this! I hate this! I hate this! Oh, God. What's going on? I mean, can I close the door? Do you think that's gonna do anything? Ah, man. Okay, should we... And then... Oh, frick. Okay, so I'm a doofus. Should I build ammo? Oh, I don't have enough blood. Yeah, I'm just a fucking doofus, bro. I should have just created more ammo so I could have carried. What? Why won't the door just open all the way through when I wanted to? Artificial organ transplantation experiment team.
Lock tight.
For my secretary, I misplaced the key for the puzzle box padlock. None of the other executives must find out. uh. Also, is somebody good enough to give now a... Okay, basically, there's this girl, Grace. Her mom died at a hotel that they lived in, managed for a long time ago. And then she gets sent into the field to investigate, like, a death that occurred at that very same hotel. And then she got kidnapped by this big scary dude, and then Leon was also sent to try and investigate the scene because it somehow, and then they kind of met, and then he handed her a gun with one bullet. So now she's trying to get out of this hospital sanitarium thing, I think. I need you to locate it discreetly before next week's meeting. If you can't find it, get the bottle of corrosive from the conference room and melt the lock off. So we need the corrosive, I is thinking. This guy on the left kind of looks like Robert Pattinson, no? Okay, moon. What is this? Is this moon, star, moon, sun, star, moon? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But we already did that one, right? And then moon, sun is the second one. Hi, Sil. What's up? I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go outside. Cause you know how the singing lady was there, and then what if she starts singing and it's really scary? It's gonna be so scary. Why when I walk does the door not open right away? Why can't it just burst open the moment? Cause like if then I don't want to go through the door. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Louise. That honestly wasn't a lot of blood. What is this? 30, 10, 50. Oh, we already did this. You did the motion capture for Chunk. How was that? Was it fun? Let's run. Let's run. What the fuck was that? Oh wait, there's ammo here. Was there not ammo here? I thought I just passed by some ammo. Oh, okay, cool. Run! Run, bitch! Oh! Wait, you think I can line this up? Please lay on the ground. Oh my god, her eyeball. Oh, wait, that guy has a big sword. Oh my god. Dude, do I have enough bullets for the singing lady on the left? There's one more guy though, right? Well, now I definitely have enough bullets. Is he just programmed to like remain behind the door? Because he's the jump scarer? Uh-oh. Is she coming? Oh! Is she dead? Is she? Oh, oh, cool. Thanks, lady. He's not gonna get up, is he? Is he gonna get up? Okay, well... Well, I have to step past them, but I'm scared. What if he gets up again? Is that possible? He could get up and become a blister head, right? Well, freak. Well, fuck. What do I... Subject started to have auditory hallucinations and becomes aggressive and difficult to control. Subject exhibits erratic behavior when exposed to loud noises. What should I get rid of? That was a good shot. Thank you. Thank you. You guys compliment me more on my Resident Evil shots than my Apex shots. What's up with that? Maybe I deserve that though. I think I have to get rid of the hunting knife. Frick.
This'll do.
Okay. Okay, and then I want to go to the lead researcher's room and then maybe... Whoa, okay. Just in case I save in this room. Okie dokie. And then... Where? Ah!
Miss Ashcroft. Come in.
No.
I won't harm you.
No, I don't want to come
I
in.
was just looking for Dr. Richardson.
No, I'm pretty sure all these guys are dead, bro.
Why did you kidnap me?
Kidnap you. I liberated you.
Who are you?
Oh, forgive me. Dr. Victor Gideon. I run this center. It took forever to find you.
He's blocking our door. He's blocking the exit.
You're not like other people, you know.
Should I kill myself? I don't know. I don't think we can get past this guy, bro.
Unique.
Please do not get near me. There's no way he takes my gun, right?
Elpis can finally be set free.
Dude, his whole teeth are
Why
gold.
me?
Because my master,
Who the fuck is your
Thank
master?
who you are.
Oh!
Ah. Phase 2's about to begin.
What is that? Who is that? No. No, not more guys.
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
What the fuck is the hood supposed to be? He's not talking about, like, his pants, right?
Wait! Grace! 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 There's no escaping your destiny.
She is so brave. Please don't find her. Please, God, don't let him find her. Dude, I don't want to get up. I don't want to play as her no more. Please don't make me play as her anymore. No, I'm back to playing as her. Why?
What the fuck does he mean, destiny?
Oh my god. What? Hello, Shy Tom. What's up? Dude, my inventory is full. This is so cursed. I'm living for this despair. You guys are so mean. It's like moon, sun. Oh, cancel. So something, something. Moon, star. Yeah, thank you, Swans, for the sub, by the way. Please make sure to share your Twitch notif so I can more probably thank you. Hi, Delta. And on Women's History Month, no less, you're not fucking wrong. God damn it. Dude, how am I supposed to know moons? How do you find out the, Oh, okay, wait. I think it's star, sun, moon, sun? Stars, sun, moon, sun? Unlocking the organ transport box. Oh. I already got spoiled about this. We already did that. Master Spencer's research. Mutated T virus strain. Herein documents a theory that uses the T virus to control memories and will. In rare instances, repeated mutations of the T virus can trigger an abnormal reaction in an infected individual's body, leading to changes in their blood. Mutated strains of the T virus will likely sweep the world, and total eradication will be impossible. Those infected by the mutated T virus strain firmly retain their pre-infection habits and characteristics. The blood transformation within this lies the keys to humanity's evolution. Alrighty. And then I don't have enough space for this, so that fucking sucks. Is this important? Do I have to keep the notebook? Or can I let go of this notebook? Nah, I can discard it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, I don't, storage is kind of far, no? Is he gonna come out again? I really don't want to see him again, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I really don't want to see him. Wait, so I have the sun quartz, and then after the sun quartz. Okay, sorry. I gotta look at the walkthrough, so I don't piss my pants. Well, I gotta go pee anyways. Actually, now I think about it. Okay. We found the missing organs though, didn't we, already? So that was part of the third quest. Okay, well, good luck to us. So quiet in here now. It's kind of scary, honestly. I'm scared when there's monsters around. I'm scared when there's no monsters around. Thank you, Over Garrus, for the sub. Please make sure to share your Twitch notice so I can more properly thank you. Okay. I'm gonna put this away. Should I put this away for now? Or nah? Well, I'll have 2 spaces once I put away the sun quartz, so. You've been dreaming about Resident Evil the last few nights since I played it so much. That sounds like a nightmare. Or do you dream good stuff? Is that possible within the game? Okay. Like maybe you have good dreams if you're dreaming about like, I don't know, sexy times, I guess. Sexy times with Leon Kennedy and or Ada Wong. Okay. So do we have to go back to like, I don't, okay. Firstly, let me go pee. Because I really need to go pee. And then secondly, let me refer to the walkthrough once more. Okay, eyes back. We are definitely not playing RE7 VR. Firstly, because I don't have a VR headset or whatever, and then secondly, because no, absolutely the frick not. Sorry, I'm like. Was there a different gun? Did we not get a new gun? What is the gun I have right now? Oh, so we didn't. Also, okay, maybe we just go here to unlock something real quick. I don't freaking know. I'm so lost. I think they're saying that the gun is in the bar. The bar and lounge. Ah, that's second floor. I don't think we really went to the second floor. No, yeah, I wasn't moving. I was reading. Reading is important, you know. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna bring a coin. Bring my coins, and then even if I don't have enough, just so I can preemptively like put it in the pantry, or what is this called? The parlor. Is the chef still here? And then yeah, I just think okay. I I do want the blood. Should we go to the dining room? Okay, parlor. If we go right side, we can get to this lock and use up the lockpick and see what's in there. Pretty sure I have a lot more monsters up here though. Oh, turn off the light. Wow, that's a lot of. You're telling me I have to go face the light guy if I... Is he dead? Okay. Oh, my armpit is itchy. Ooh. Okay, so this means I can craft Leon bullets, right? But I need enough blood. So I should probably go to dining room and maybe even cold storage. Damn, I don't have a lot of blood. Not blood, bullets left. Okay. Yay. Now I have 3 bullets. But I don't have very many bullets of these. I'm just gonna go to cold store. Wait. No! Oh, wait. Did I get him? Oh, there we go. Well, I used up my bullets so quickly. Did I miss that first one? Oh. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, it hit shoulder. Oh. Who's in here? Will you stay down? Can you give me some blood? Okay, you don't want to give me some blood? That's fine. That's not fine. I just wanted some blood. Well, I think I can go to cold storage now. Oh, but I don't have enough space. I mean, I can probably drop the pantry knife. The kitchen knife if I need it. Dude, that's a lot of blood. Turn it to scrap? Oh, wait, you're right. Examine. How do I do that again? Crafting. Nice. Good call. Well, that means I can't drop it then. Frick. Not a good call. Bad call. Because what if I need space in my inventory? Have fun? Wait, what do you mean have fun? Is there something spooky in here? Oh, there's a lot of blood. There's more scrap. This takes up so much space. Handgun ammo. The door is warped and won't open. Well. Alright. Oh, okay. Stakeout, takeout charm. Let me just store the scrap. Cause the walkthrough said that the ammo? Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, let me go. Oh my god. Are you gonna stay down? Oh my god. They don't take the same ammo, right? Oh my god, my heart is still racing. What the fuck? I got jump scared. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my reality. Thank you, Zenark6, for the sub. Please make sure to share your Twitch notice so I can more probably thank you. I'd love to see a heart rate monitor. Yeah, I don't know how to. I think I can set it up with my Apple Watch, but I don't actually know how to. But I should use one of these, right? Thank you for the resub for 2 months. Welcome back to the YouTubers. Thank you, thank you. Okay, shall we go back to get the loot at least? Or maybe we go back to the pantry after we go to bar and lounge. I think so. Hi, Foom. What's up? And bar and lounge is 2nd floor, right? Okay. Oh wait, no. Let's go to the pantry first so we can have like one more requiem bullet. What was I thinking? Heh, silly me. Stay down now. Do not come back to life. Increases knife power and durability. Yeah, this is cheeks. Let me put this away. I do not use that knife. Okay. Good luck. Wait, is there a shortcut to the bar and dining? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's pretty slow. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She said, I'm sorry. Oh, that's so fucked up. Why do you have to make me feel bad, huh? That's really fucked up. Gosh damn it. Oh, man. Okay. Sorry. You were very scary to me. And I still have a lot of other zombies. So... Uh-oh. Can you guys just stay down? I only have 3 bullets left on this one. Oh, he kind of went flying. Okay, where's the coin? There's the coin. And then it's supposed to be... Yay!
Wait, this is mine.
And then... I'm literally out of bullets for this one, so can't I just drop it? Or I guess, like... This is a different set of safe stuff, right? Is it the same ammo or is it different ammo? Same ammo? Okay. Yay. Freedom. Freedom. Give us freedom. Hey, no, no, no. We're not going there. That is not a safe space. Okay. Storing. And now we can take out some scrap. And I'm going to craft handgun ammo. Okay. It's only on VOD so far, but Eugene is gonna help me make a YouTube video out of it. And then I will also be making a VOD channel pretty soon. If you guys really want to see that. Okay, let's go parlor. Because we have enough coins for the... bag now. Yippee. Yay. Yay. We'll be watching through there for sure. We'll lurking for now. Okie dokie. It is 100 Thieves hoodie. It's part of their varsity collection. Is it called varsity? Dropouts. Dropouts collection. My bad. I've been saying varsity for some reason. Okay. I'm gonna go to kitchen and pantry for a little bit more blood, and then we have to go to the isolation ward, which is where the fuck is that? It's back over here. You know what? Should I craft more ammo, more handgun ammo, or do you think 24 bullets is enough for the isolation ward? We only have one requiem bullet. You know what? Let's use all our scrap, baby. Hi, Alunga. It's been alright. I'm a little scared, but you know, doing the best we can. Okay, now we have 33 bullets, which is honestly not too shabby, I don't think. Okay. Let's still fill up on blood, and then I guess it's isolation ward for us. Was there anything else that I should be... This is just a staircase, right? I mean, I could have collected a green herb. I don't know what's in that safe yet, right? Oh, well, no, they're telling me. They're telling me to... Should I? Should I look at that one? I think I should. I think I should get whatever's in there. Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming the doors have like stuff for Leon, no? I don't know the bad ending. I only know the good ending cuz I saw TikTok spoilers. I don't really care that much about spoilers. I feel like if I care about spoilers, I like actively avoid like Twitter or TikTok. So, it's all good. If you want to talk about it, well, if other people don't want to talk about it, then you probably shouldn't, but I don't personally care. Okay. Yeah, I've also only played RE4 Remake. Okay, I think we need to go back up. We're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Gonna be golden. Oh, up, up, up in our voices. Oh, is this blood? Oh, that was blood. Oh, that's the balcony. I'm done hiding. I was shining like a boy. And then it's telling me, I mean, I figured this out all on my own. Oh. They don't make, do they make locks like this anymore for school? Like your school lockers? What the fuck? Wait, I'm pretty... Okay, turn it to the left to hit 10. Good morning, Juan. Right to 80. Left to 30. Well, somewhere I fricked up, apparently. 3 coins. I still don't think that's enough for the last upgrade, but... Which one are you gonna choose? Why? I have to get the hell out of here, but the whole building is locked down. Okay. Hi, Kev. Of course I'm gonna choose good ending. Why the frick would I want to see people be unhappy? Do you think I'm a sadist? Okay, and then we go to the pantry and we deposit our coins for now. And then we finally progress story-wise and continue getting jump scared. I don't like that. I really don't like that. But what choice do I have in the matter? Even if I dropped coins in the beginning, will I eventually have enough coins to like get all the upgrades or nah? Am I always gonna be one short? No, I'm still scared. I'm still plenty scared. How do I get to the isolation? Oh, it's like gonna be lit up, right? Maybe. I guess the shortcut is I can go through the waiting room. I'm very grateful not to live in the RE universe. God, why is it red? I don't want. I don't want to go through. I don't want to go through. Is someone gonna leave? I don't want to go through. My stomach is pus. My stomach is turning. I'll hold your hand. No, I don't. I don't want your hand. Okay. Yeah, no, I was just reading the walkthrough. Can I go in through here? Nah, all good. See, the thing is, I also want loot. There's just bandages. Oh, wait. Ammo. Yeah, baby. Oh, okay, so there's just more blood here. There have been a number of cases where corpses infected with the mutated T virus strain have exhibited rapid tissue regeneration and sudden violent behavior. Analysis of these are talking about blister heads. Hemolytic poison has proved effective at preventing double mutation. Otherwise, the head must be completely destroyed. Okay, well, we always go for headshots, so. September 3rd. As per the doctor's orders from today, I will take part in monitoring the progress of subject 171. She is emotionless and unsettling. This assignment fills me with unease. September 10th. Subject 171 is blind and requires a lot of insistence. I feel sorry for her and try to offer some comfort by stroking her hair, but has always received no reaction. Such an unnerving child. I just want to go home and shower. You want to go home and shower because you touched a child? You touched a child's hair? For some reason, the security manager joined me today. He asked subject 171 2 or 3 questions about blood, but of course a child wouldn't know how to respond. What a strange man. Alright. Alright. We got some scrap. Green herb. Anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. He's gonna rise up, isn't he? This son of a bitch. Oh, never mind. He's dead, I guess. Star, moon, sun. And... oh, some ammo. Wow, 12 ammo! We are in business! Is that it? The braille is still
Can't tell which one is
visible.
which. Braille.
Aw, what a cute picture of the two.
These girls. They look just like.
I am not at CCU anymore, Meg. So we're gonna pry the wristband from the dead man's wrist, right?
I'm gonna borrow this.
Dude, she also has a $1,400 watch. Uh-oh. I hear zombies. Uh-oh. Are you dead now? Can you please be dead now? Ooh. Loot? Oh yeah. Oh wait, that's only 2 handgun ammo. Oh, scrap is good though. I'll forgive you for that. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Triangle Chokes, for the reset for 11 months. Welcome back to the universe. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I think her watch is also really big, IRL. Dude, I low-key want a Resident Evil watch. Even though I don't even wear a regular watch. Heck, I don't even wear my Apple Watch day to day. And that's because it gets in the way of aiming. Or like, using my keyboard hand. No reason to get cards from there now. I mean, you can get cards from there if you want. Like, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it just wasn't for me long term. Gonna store the scrap for now, cause I don't know what I want to craft with it yet. 37 bullets still should be enough, right?
Hey. Why did they put you in there?
I don't know. I've always been here.
Do you mind if I come in?
I don't mind.
She's as confused as I am. She's like, you're asking for permission? My consent? That's unheard of.
Sorry. I'm with the police.
Police?
Yes. I'd like you to come with me.
Why?
I'm Grace. What's your name?
Emily?
Emily.
Emily Wang?
You like reading?
Yeah.
Do you think you could read something for me? Please, I really need your help.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's like, lady, calm down now.
I'll take you there.
Dude, she's barefoot, and it seems like she doesn't
There are
really
steps.
walk often.
How about I carry you?
What do you want me to read?
There's some buttons with Braille on them.
Dude,
Can you
I
read them
cannot
and then,
hold out my
push
gun
the
while I'm
buttons
carrying
in
her.
this order. Star, star, moon, sun.
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you.
Some actions and attacks are impossible when you're carrying Emily. You can set her down on the sofa in the guard office while you do what you need to do. Okay. Well, so then it was probably a good thing that we've killed a lot of the mobs, right?
I have to keep it together.
'Cause the child could die. Okay, turn left. But what if the mods the zombies are mods?
We're close now.
What if the mobs become blister heads? Surely they wouldn't do that to me. Okay, no, I'm just gonna kill myself. I am gonna kill myself. We are running back. We are not risking her life. Okay. Why did you manifest them? I didn't try to.
Sit. I'll be right back.
Why did she tell her sit as if she was like a... Do you know what I'm talking about? She was she was pretty much talking to her as if she was a dog. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I literally told her, come with me, then I sat her down right away. Dude, everyone got reanimated into blister heads. This is actually... Dude, maybe I should have crafted more hemolytic whatevers then. Because I don't know whether I have enough ammo for this. Or was that just one dude? One blister head? Do I get jump scared here? Okay. You know what he said to me? What? He was like, "You're so rude. Boy, do I look like I could care? I could even care less." Dude, it's actually gonna be cursive every time I like try to bring her out, like another one of them materializes. You think I have that kind of luck? I most probably definitely have that sort of luck. Okay, Emily. Let's get going. Uppies! You think she likes the uppies? I feel like Grace looks a little too unstable for her to be really enjoying this holding. Oops, wrong way. Surely not another one, right? Dude, I'm scaring myself.
Thank God. Here it is. You think you can read it? I can try. It's like a giant puzzle box.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Stay here, Emily. You handle this. I'll, handle...
You gotta be... Listen, I know you're a little girl too, but she's more little. We gotta be brave. We gotta be brave and strong. For the little one. Uh-oh. I don't know how strong and brave I can be, guys. Why am I paused? Why can't I move? Huh? Wait, why can't you guys see my game anymore either? Okay. Uh Oh my god. Is it just 2 of these guys, hopefully? Oh no, there's more. Uh-oh. That was really embarrassing whiffing of me. Is there more? Oh god. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I might not have it. Ah! Oh, that's good, sweetheart. That's really nice. I don't know whether I did my job. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just check real quick.
Oh, Emily said she was finished.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure I got all the loot real quick. Okay, handgun ammo. Very good. Very good.
Come here.
She got it.
Well done, Emily. Thank you.
No! Oh my god. I don't wanna go. I know I need to for the child, but I don't wanna go. Oh my god. That's the I thought. Oh. Oh. What do you mean descend? What do you mean go down there? Aren't you just telling me I should just kill myself? Oh.
This is all my fault.
Dude, she's better than me because I would have been thinking that in this situation. I would be like, fuck. Fuck my Kappa Chungus Chud life. Grace is so brave. We got another achievement, lads. Gonna head home. Oh my god, we're back. We're so back. We're Leon Kennedy. I don't have to fear for my life anymore. But have a safe drive home, lady.
Why are you here?
Oh my god. What do you mean? Told you a smile was
Is it for me?
incoming. You're not my type, buddy.
Or for her? We can talk.
Me if I meet Leon. Oh, met Leon. Dude, I was like present tense. You think you think you're gonna meet him? Is he
Well, we
gonna
can
stab
begin
me
if
with a
you want.
pencil? Oh wait, no, that's a scalpel.
Silent treatment, I hope.
Dude, still as witty as
An
ever.
investigator, right? We'll investigate.
Investigate this. Pulls out
Why do you
my
wanna
dick.
know? Is this where I conduct my research?
Please don't touch him. That's so creepy. Oh. Hi, Anita. Hi, Miss Anita. I hope you had a most wonderful stream, lady. Dude, he's being so creepy. Oh my god, the necrosis.
To your disease here.
Dude, he's gonna freaking die! I'm so scared, so I will not be staying, but I hope you have a good one. Thank you, Miss Piplup Time. Oh, wait, no, Anita.
No, I do
Touchy
have a
Zombie,
question.
thank you so much for the $5
Last time you brushed your
donation.
teeth.
Dude, I'd be thinking that, but I probably wouldn't say that. So that makes him just so much stronger and braver than me. Us, really, I think. Is he searching me up in his database?
You are an ignorant fool.
Ah! Why'd he do that?
Human evolution. I have devoted my life to studying it, while you have devoted your life to failure.
Dude, he's actually gargantuan, this Victor Gideon guy.
You're a dead man walking.
Why he running from me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Dude, the product placement is working. I want
hooked
a Resident Evil watch so
bad.
bad.
The floor plan? Yeah, sending it now.
I gotta talk to Victor.
Hello, Apple Jam. What up?
He is batshit crazy.
Hi, Nas Ho.
Gotta make my way
Hello,
to his
Chris.
office.
Hi, Callie. Hope you guys had a wonderful
Glad that
stream
FBI
with Miss
agent got
Anita,
away.
by the way, and that you enjoyed.
Yeah.
What is it called again? Is it Pokeopia? Oh my god. Why does he have so
Great cash cows.
so much inventory
Victor
space? What the
kidnapped her.
fuck?
What? Why?
I don't know. But I intend to find out.
Where do I go? I guess not here. I guess there's nothing here. Men have pockets? True. I only have 37 bullets. Dude. Even Grace has more at this point. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't have complained. And then I'm going to combine. Yes, yes. Wait, what? What if there was something else in the room? I left bullets behind? No, I didn't. Bullets are somewhere around here. But for some reason I can't see them. That's cool. Oh, are they on the other side? Well, it's not like I have a shotgun anyway, so why am I tweaking? Why did I hear something rattle? Was that me imagining it, or did you guys hear that too? Okay, can I get confirmation from the chat or not? Walk forward a bit. Let me just... Dude, oh, what the fuck? What am I supposed to... What? Is he on my left now?
We'll come on next. Felt that one, huh?
No. I'm not food. I'm not food. Oh! No, I'm not food. I told you I'm not food. I told you I'm not food. Oh, I'm not food. Are you dead? Oh! Oh no, I'm not out of bullets yet. No, I don't want to give you it. No. You're not even asking politely, bro. Dude, I don't... Where is this gun? Wait, I need the gun. Uh-oh. Ah, I'm stuck. Why are you whimpering? I feel like I should be the one whimpering. Please be ammo.
but
okay.
I'm not on the menu.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for dying, finally. Why does he have a statue head inside of him? What the frick is up with that? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That was a statue that you could drop to block him? Oh. I see now. Okay. Dude, his upper body strength is insane for him to just pull himself up like that. What the fuck? Oh, I guess you could also, if you wanted to, I guess the strat is to just climb up and shoot him from above, maybe? When can I have a typewriter? I would really like a typewriter. I love saving my progress. Compensator reduces muzzle rise. Okay. For the security manager, 60, 40, 80. Okay. Do I even have an alligator snapper? I don't think so, right? My pistol is an alligator? Oh, okay. Attach parts. Yay. And, okay. That's no good. I suspect I will receive a visit from the DSO shortly. I want you to enact code 6 at 23:30. I've achieved my goal and no longer have any need for this place. So that's Vincent. V for Vincent. And then, yeah. I am from the DSO, right? That's me. Oh, Victor. It's Victor. Why do I keep thinking he's a Vincent? Vincent Gideon. Oh. Oh well, that's awkward. And we can find the same clues. What is this? Warped closet. Okay, so we can get loot from here too. Shotgun shells. And hey, asshat, heard you lost the pantry key again. Mr. Big Shot Chef made me crawl around the filthy fucking floors to find it. I finally found it in a puddle of grease along with a dead rat the size of a dog and gave it back to the chef. You fucking owe me. Okay, cool. Cool lore. Wait, but because I killed everything as Grace, does that just mean I get to walk around? Dude, I did all the work as Grace when I could have. Well, but I did have to kill. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, did the stream die? It doesn't say it died for me. For a second? Okay. Okay, that's good that we are back. That's weird. I don't see any like dropped frames or anything. What is my objective at this point in time? Should I be what should I be doing? Oh, I guess I should go to well, but I don't have the clearance. Or is everything unlocked? I'm chasing after
Should be upstairs.
okay, his office should be upstairs. So should I go to Central Hall? Top left, find Victor's. Dude, Victor Vincent, same shit. It's actually so freaking quiet. Yeah, I do want to loot. I would love to loot. Oh. There's not too much that I didn't miss as Grace though, right? Dude, he grunts so much. Did he grunt that much in Resident Evil 4 Remake, or is he being performative? I guess all the warp doors were on the other side. He's old? Oh. Oh, well, now I feel like an asshat. Sorry. And Mega... sorry. I'm sorry. 50-year-old speak grunting and Mega infected. I too have aching bones. Hey, I too have back pain. I just feel like I don't grunt that much. It's Women's History Month. He's doing it for the halls. Oh, the halls? I said halls instead of dolls. Ooh, increases firepower. Yippee. Equipping time. Okay. Well, I mean, it's just like... No, it's in my ear. Like, he's literally like... Wouldn't you also be like, what are you grunting so much for? Really? I can't be the only one thinking that. Hello, he shoot like Kobe 24. You think any zombies are gonna come back to life as a blister head so I can at least have something to shoot as Leon? Because the way things are going now, we're not gonna be shooting anybody, it feels like. The grunting and the forearm close-ups, we know what they're doing. That's true. They're not sneaky. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck! Well, I mean, it was just one green herb, I guess. Can you vault over this? No? Okay, well, classic. And I put my gun down, wave it around. Know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Yeah. Party in the USA. If I do this, do I get something? Sorry, where's the party? Ah, there's no party. No party. There's an Easter egg here. Oh, so should I keep spinning? What if I'm just really unlucky and I can't get the Easter egg though? Yeah, I'm down to know. It's not about rolling over and over. Oh, then what is it? Do I shoot it? Okay, so I just wasted a bullet. Certain tiles on the board. Shoot a number. Lucky number 7. Wait, it actually was red 7. And I hit it. No? Oh no, is that red number 1? Oh. 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 20. Oh, so it is. Okay. $29. Okay, maybe 7. Did we do it? That's 7, right? Or was I supposed to do this as Grace? And so was this a... This is a complete waste of time because I was Leon? Oh my god. And I wasted my bullets. My freaking bullets. Frick me, bro. Wait, so... It's second floor? But it's the left side, right? So it should... So I should... Okay. How did I go up the stairs? I go to the bar and lounge? Okay. That's the chairman's office. Okay. Blood. Uh-oh. Oh, what the fuck? Why does the zombie have a mind? Ain't that a little ridiculous? Like, what was the point of that? Oh, well, this is just a lovely sight. Wow. Incredible. This is cool. Did they all just kill themselves? Or did they eat each other up? Like, why are they all headless? Oh.
One thing after another.
Oh, yeesh. I don't know what this said. Are they in the... Uh-oh. 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 Ow. Uh-oh. Ow! I didn't mean to parry. I don't know how to parry in this game. Oh, God. How do I parry? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where did the other one go? Did he die? You shot it and it died? Oh, really? I didn't think that was enough to kill it. I guess that's overkill. I mean, I heard something rattle, so... Why won't they let me throw it? Oh. Okay. There's still more of them?
Every single time.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, okay. Well, that was useless. Ow. Ow. Can you please die? Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please.
Well, that's my cardio for the week.
My favorite part about yoojin is how there's basically no clips of Yuge screaming and top clips from RE9. What was that? Did he just quip? Did he just say that was my cardio for the week? Ugh! Yeah, I mean, they're not like in my top clips of all time, but I feel like none of my clips really
Pretty sure I found
blow
Victor's
up like
private
that.
office.
Nice work. Lock it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Bingo. I have the IP address. Just give me a minute. And I'm in.
Hacker voice. I'm in Hacker Man's.
Sherry, you're killing me.
I found some information about our illness. Our
Symptoms confirm a T-virus infection.
Yeesh. She's also T-virus infected.
Fuck.
She looks better off than us, though.
Well, hey, at least we're in it together, right?
I don't think that makes me feel any better if somebody I cared about was also a T-virus guy. It's like, hey, we have cancer together, right? And it's like,
Elvis.
Sherry is a special case?
Grace.
Oh.
What's she got to do with this?
The Leon scene! Are you telling me I'm switching over to Grace? Are you telling me I'm switching over to Grace at this very moment? That was so short compared to Leon! You are gonna love this chapter, so I'm gonna hate it. So I'm gonna want to kill myself. Dude, I can feel a headache forming. Oh, shit. Hi, Fred Bob. Dude, Panera Bread honestly sounds really good right now. Sorry, I feel like that was the first time I really audibly burped ever on stream, but I couldn't be asked to keep it in. Hi, Phoenix. Hello, Mezzanine Matrix. What's good from there? I don't know. I love paninis, though. I always love myself a good pressed sandwich. How are you? I'm alright. Well, no, I'm kind of lying. Oh! Why did I do that? Why the frick did I do that? I should not do that. You know what he said to me? What? He was like, "You're so rude." Are you liking this game? I do like this game. I'm just scared. I'm just fucking weenie wuss chud baby. Soup and sandwich. I love that combo. I don't like that. I don't like that body being decapitated like that. Everyone's dead. The plan went to shit. I'm the only one left in this godforsaken place. I tried to escape, but what's the point? I can still see my colleagues being eaten alive like an endless loop playing over and over in my head. Let us stop, please. Loop by Eve? Any knowers? Sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't have.
Why is this under the hospital?
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I was just afraid. La 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 la. Wait. There's definitely zombies around here. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. What's this? Grace's playthroughs have been so stressful. Yes, very. To all employees, the girl is currently occupying the basement. We plan to corner her by taking advantage of the subject's intolerance to light, and we will place high-intensity ultraviolet lamps throughout the area. Once this is complete, we will begin the operation to eliminate the subject. Prepare your weapons and be on standby. Saving! Don't mind if I do. I fucking love me a save point. Oh, we even have storage here. Well, that's kind of cute. Let me just combine these. Green. Let me also store these. I feel like... Oh my god. I almost stored my gun on accident. Do I need this wristband at the moment? Because it's not like we're gonna be okay, well then I'm gonna store it.
Is that Emily?
That's a bunch of dolls. What do you mean I have to get her in a room full of creepy dolls? And it's not just regular dolls, it's also decapitated doll heads. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Oh my god. Grace is so brave. Grace is so brave and I don't want to continue. If I swear to God, if I could fucking get jump scared. I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go. I'm good. I'm really good on that. Is this also a room? Oh. These are tracks? It's actually so dark. Needs a tool. Okay. Dude, even with the flashlight, it's so dark. Guys, I must. It's like, it's way too dark. Oh yay! It's still not, dude. It's actually still not bright enough. Can you get through? Kind of want. Uh, I don't want to. I don't want. I don't want to.
Emily. Oh, thank goodness. Emily!
They're hanging. The dolls are hanging. Okay, that spooked me. Okay, wait a minute though. If I press it, he does have to die. He does have to die because if I press the green thing for her, then these guys are gonna open too. Okay, so we can spare like 3 bullets per zombie. Oh god. Dude. This guy kept fucking moving. I'm gonna kill myself. Okay. Dude, it keeps getting blocked by the pole. Oh, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Oh my fucking god. Well, at least we have scrap. That is so bullshit. That was actually so bullshit. That makes me really mad. You gotta insert the 3 joint plugs and pull the left lever if you're crazy enough to open the cells. The joint plugs are currently being used to power the other areas, so I have to go to processing and inspection. Okay. Any ammo perchance? That would be kind of nice. A little ammo. Hi Jojo, what's up? Oh, there's scrap here that I didn't notice. And now I shall make ammo. I need a tool though. How do I get the tool? Yeah, I'm in the basement. You get it much later in the chapter? Then how do I progress? I don't know where else to go. Back in the room with the 3 thingies? Oh, I missed it. Okay. What the fuck? I don't want to. I don't know what to do. What the fuck am I supposed to do there?
Not again.
Oh, is she coming for us? She's coming really close. I think she's walking away now. I don't want to. Dude, I don't know what to do. Ah. Oh, more scrap for me. Do you think I have enough ammo? Should I just hold on to it? Taking the toolbox to the boiler room for repairs. I don't know whether I should climb up yet. Okay, that's bolted, so I guess I should climb up. Oh wait, why did I do that? I'm scared! I'm fucking scared! Where the fuck is the boiler room? Yo, thank you, Ray, for the raid. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Ray raid! Ray raid! Yippee! Thank you so much. Should I go this way? Dude, it's so dark. No, this is definitely scary for me too. Did you use your flashlight? Are flashlights useless here? I don't know. I might have overreacted. Can you sit down, please? No. No? Now you're done? Okay. Guys, I don't know whether I can do this. Apparently he shall come back as a blister hit. The 12 subjects we were provided with were confirmed infected and reduced to blood at the processing area. We'll be able to increase the turnover rate even more thanks to increased stock from our supply chain. We have already started processing today's edition. Ooh, scrap. Do we know this one? I don't think we do. Oh wait, no. $60, $40, $80. Oops. What the fuck are we supposed to do with this? Okay. If I remove this, doesn't he come back up? Isn't there a chance that he might come back up?
That's two.
Get a key? Well, frick me. Frick me, bro. Oh, there's a knife? Where do I get the knife? It was on the ground? She came back as a blizzard. He came back as a blizzard. Or is that the girl? Is that the girl I'm hearing? I'm hearing something, and I don't like either. Well, I screamed because I heard this sound. Oh. Oh, it's her. Holy shit, it's her. No. Are you dead? Okay. Okay. Then I should take... Oh my god. I took the wrong way. Can I just come back though? I don't really want to be here. I want to shit my pants. I have to go back in the room where she is. I don't really want to do that. $40 should be enough though, right? Should I go back? I don't know whether she's still there or not. It's so fucking dark. There's a large open grate somewhere near the... What the fuck is this? Oh, lockpick. You're telling me I have to go through there? Just kill me. Why don't you just fucking kill me? Is she still here? I can't tell. God, I hate this game. Like, it's a good game and all, but I hate this game. Okay, and then what? Why do I hear noises? Okay. Good evening, I'm scared. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? And she's near us. Guys, I think this is my limit. I think this is my limit for today. I just got used to one area as Grace, and then you took me out of that area, and then you put me in a fucking scarier room, scarier map where it's darker. Even with my max brightness settings, I can't see shit. And you've got the girl who is like probably the scariest boss out of everybody we've seen so far. So yeah, I need to. I'll be back tomorrow, most definitely, of course. But I need a little bit of Pokopia break. Oh, I don't even have that game yet. I was gonna wait. Should we? I'll see. Maybe we shall. Yeah, dude. Honestly, Leon didn't do shit, and maybe that's because I didn't give him shit to work with. But like, I'm just astounded. Like I was like excited because I thought he was gonna save me, and then yeah. More before or after Rainbow Six? Oh yeah. Oh holy shit! I totally forgot about. I mean, I would never forget about my sponsor. My sponsored stream, the watch party of the Rainbow Six Mobile tournament that I was looking most forward to this entire time. Yes, the highlight of my day for tomorrow. um, I'll probably be after. I'll probably be after. And I think I probably have to go to sleep soon, actually, then. Because I have an exercise class right before. It's not like right before, but it is like before. And I need to make sure I'm like showered and not sweaty and ugly and gross for the watch party. Yeah, but okay, so tomorrow will be a long stream for sure. It's gonna be whatchamacallit? Rainbow Six Mobile Watch Party from like 1 till like I wanna say 5, and then we'll play a little bit of Resident Evil Requiem, and then if we get spooked, I'll have Pocopia on standby. Okay. But thank you guys so much for watching the stream today. I hope that everybody enjoyed the Resident Eviling, even though I was scared as balls. Thank you, Dooley, for the sub. Please make sure to share your Twitch native so I can more properly thank you. And I'm definitely gonna be back tomorrow, and tomorrow will definitely be a long stream. Long stream. Okay, let's see now. Just say happy birthday to this guy, okay? Even though it's not his birthday anymore. His birthday was in February. But say happy birthday! I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Make sure to join the Discord, follow socials so you don't miss